Welcome. Thank you for joining me for class today. I'm filming today in Kindred Yoga and Wellness Center in beautiful downtown Metter, Georgia. I appreciate them allowing me to teach classes here. I teach 4 classes a week here, and I've been getting some requests for some hip opening and things that you can help to do to unstick the tightness in your hips and your lower back. So today we'll be working on hip opening. This is going to be used with props, so more for a beginner, but please feel free. You can ditch your props and you can still do your practice and enjoy the sequence. You'll need a blanket, 2 blocks, a strap, and a bolster, and also some wall space. We are going to be using the wall today. So let's get started. We're going to begin in child's pose. So come to your mat, bring your knees wide. You can bring your 2 big toes to touch, and then slowly start to walk yourself forward as you extend through your spine. Stretch your arms forward and then release the head down. So some things that you can do, if this is difficult, you can take a blanket and you can roll the blanket and bring this behind your knees. And then you can also grab a block for your head. So as you begin in child's pose, take a moment to extend through the bones of your arms. Feel that extension in through your back body. Allow your head to be heavy and soft. And take 3 deep cleansing breaths here. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Last one, inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, slowly bring yourself up to hands and knees. So if your knees are sensitive to the floor, if you're new to weight bearing in your bones, you can bring your blanket right up under your knees, and this will give you some padding to be able to stay on the ground longer. So you can either keep your toes tucked under or you can untuck your toes here. We're gonna move into some cat-cows. So you want to align your shoulder over your wrist and your hip over your knee here. From here, notice if your spine is tending to drop more, this would be more going into cow face pose, or if you tend to round more through your back, more through cat pose. So let's work on finding neutral spine. Just allow your belly and ribs to release, and then gently begin to draw the tailbone inwardly towards your pubic bone to get a little more lift through your lower belly and length through your lower back. You're going to ground through the 4 corners of your hand. So if you're not familiar with the foundation of your hand, your index to inner heel of the thumb side, the pinky knuckle to the outer side. And then you're going to press through all 4 fingerprints and then your thumb print. So go ahead and set that and ground into the earth like roots. Find that neutral position through the pelvis and the back, so you feel that length in the low back, extension, and that lift through the low belly. Keep your head in natural extension of your spine. Take a moment just to feel the balance through your hands, through the finger pads and the heels. And on your next inhale, we're going to release the belly and ribs toward the ground. Feel your inner thighs and groins move apart, feeling the sits bones draw apart. And then push down and draw up from the belly through the top of the head. On the exhalation, slowly start at the root of the spine and gently move as if you articulate each of your vertebrae. Feel the shoulders pull apart as you stretch through the upper back and gently release the neck and head. And then inhale, move back into that cow position, opening and stretching through the front body. And as you exhale, slowly move back into that cat position, opening and stretching through your back body. And then do one more cow and cat position. And on the exhale, round back into your cat position here. Slowly from here, you're going to bring your right leg forward. As you step your right leg forward, bump that knee back behind you so that your hip isn't directly over the knee. Now we're bringing the hips forward. Untuck your toe and press. So this is where you may want to also have blocks, and you can use the block and bring it even to a higher height if that's more comfortable for you, and then bring it down as you progress. So holding that low lunge position, inhale, we're working on opening the front of your hip and your thigh here. On your exhalation, you're just going to shift your hips back and start to stretch through this right leg. So you're opening now through the back of your hamstring muscle here. Inhale, gently pull forward. Exhale, gently move back. You can lift the ball of the foot here and root the heel down as you deepen into that stretch. Inhale, press the hips forward. Exhale, gently move the hips back and open through the back of the thigh. And then we'll do one more cycle, just warming up and coming back into that runner stretch position. On your next inhale, come forward, hold here, breathe deeply. So go to your capacity where you feel that stretch through the front of the left hip and thigh. On your next exhalation, you're going to shift back, and now we'll hold that runner stretch. And then find your balance. Here again, you can use the blocks and come up as you need to modify the pose if it feels like it's too much. So make space in your body and find that place of opening through the back of that right hamstring. On your next inhale, slowly come back through to center. Exhale, hold, tuck your toe under, lift the back knee. So again, this is where you can use those blocks if you need them on both sides. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, now start to stretch. Don't worry if that back heel comes down. Inhale, lengthen back into the lunge. Exhale, extend, opening through the back of that right thigh. So just going a little deeper with the high lunge. And inhale, last time, deepen. Exhale, slowly bring it back. Inhale, this time back to lunge, but let's hold here and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Start to lift the hips as you extend back, coming into that variation of a pyramid, but not worrying about if the back heel is down. We're just working. You can kind of extend through that back leg, feel the stretch through your calf muscle, and then find your variation. Use those blocks if you need to, if you've got to come out of it, especially if you have a lot of tightness through the back of your hamstring here. Hold and breathe. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Last one. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Slowly drop your back knee down. Bring your right hand on the inside. Bring your right leg back, and then reground your hands right here. So going back toward that tabletop position, but we're going to move into a downward facing dog from here. So your toes are tucked under. You're going to push down and pull the hips back and up toward the sky. And then slowly start to just cycle your legs here. So you're slowly alternating. One heel goes down, the opposite knee bends. So slowly just cycling out the legs and opening up through the back of the body here. We'll take a couple of more cycles on each side. And then slowly hold as you go back to the right. Hold and breathe, deepening the breath. And then slowly switch that and take it to the other side and hold and breathe. Slowly release both heels toward the ground. Look up toward the front of your mat. You can move your blanket to the side. And we're going to slowly start to walk our feet forward to the front of the mat. And then please feel free again. You can use your blocks here if you need the blocks in the forward fold. So if you're having trouble because you have tightness in your hips, your lower back, or even the backs of your hamstrings, you can bring your hands up onto the blocks till you feel a stretch. Another modification is you can bend your knees until it's enough of a stretch. So you want to just feel a mild discomfort. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, slowly release down. Inhale, this time slide the heels of your palms toward the tops of your shins and draw your shoulders into your back body here. And as you exhale, gently release back down again. Again, bend the knees if you need to. You can add that modification here on the half forward lift. And then exhale, fold back down again. Slowly bring your feet as wide as your mat is, as wide as your yoga mat is. You can bring your hands up onto the blocks here. You can use 2 blocks. I'm just using 1 for now. Inhale, draw your heart forward. As you exhale, begin to reach your seat back, like you're going to sit back into a squat and just go to your capacity here. Inhale, lift your seat again. Lengthen the spine forward. And then exhale, slowly begin to drop back down into that seat. So this is Malasana. Inhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, lengthening half lift. And then exhale, slowly deepen back into that Malasana pose. Hold. You can stay with your hands down. Maybe you bring it as a prayer and hold. If this is too much, again, go to your capacity. Maybe this is all that you can do, but that's okay. You can slowly start to work till you find more flexibility and strength to be able to deepen into the full variation of the pose here. We'll hold and take 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. If this was difficult for you, then there's another variation. Say that your heels were popping up off of the ground. You can take a folded blanket and you can also bring your heels up onto the blanket and then slowly begin to work down toward the squat position. So this would be a modification that you could use to help you begin to find more space and opening through the hips and lower back here. Okay, we'll move that from Malasana now. We're going to come to standing. I'll bring the blocks just so you can see if you need them. You should always keep your blocks more toward the top of your mat. So from Malasana, we're going to come to standing into a standing straddle split position. So find the width as wide as you can go to where you can feel the four corners of your feet. So just like your hands have those four corners, so does your feet. So you want to ground from the big toe ball mound to inner heel, little toe ball mound to outer heel here. So as you press through the outer edges of your feet, come tall, bring your ears over your shoulders and your shoulders over your hips. Inhale, stretch it all the way up. Exhale, open it back out again. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Bring your hands to your hips. Draw your shoulders back. Inhale deeply. The same thing in forward fold. We're going to use that hip hinge and come forward. This is where you can use the blocks if you need to. Find your forward bend in this standing straddle split position. And then as you start to feel like you can open up, you can start to bring the blocks down until you can finally release your hands and come into your variation. And then deepening the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands to your hips. You can bend your knees as modification and slowly begin to bring yourself all the way back up to standing. You're going to turn your right foot toward the front of the mat. So now, if you need a little bit more support, what you can do is go ahead and bring that mat to the wall. And then from here, bring your left heel onto the wall. So you're going to press through the outer heel of the foot. And then you're going to bring the right foot and align the heel of the foot with the back arch of your foot. Work on squaring your hips here. So you want to be careful you're not collapsing into that front hip. So take a moment to square the hips here. Inhale. As you exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Hold. Inhale, stretch your arms out. As you exhale, gently turn your gaze over that right hand. Just kind of cast your eyes down and make sure you can see your big toe and your second toe, or at least your big toe. You want to feel that engagement through your triceps, the backs of your arms, so squeeze those muscles up. Hold here. Take 2 more breaths. Last one. Inhale and exhale. This is where you'll need your block. So you'll bring your block to the outside of your leg. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly move into triangle pose. If this still feels too deep and you're having trouble straightening the leg, maybe just come up a little bit and bring the back of your hand to the inside of the thigh until you can start to make your way closer toward the ground. Another variation, you could actually bring a chair by you and use the chair to bring your hand into as support. Take 1 more full deep cycle of breath in your triangle pose. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale, push down, pull up. Exhale, release. So I'm not going to turn my back to you, so you can flip and bring your right foot to the wall if you need that support. I'm going to stay facing you, and you'll still align your left heel with the inner arch of your right foot. On your inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, bend that knee over the ankle or as close to it as you can get. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. We're going to hold here. Kind of hug your legs in so you feel these inner adductors working. And then gaze and make sure you can see that big toe. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, deepen at your pace and hold and breathe. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, stretch your legs straight. This is where you'll need to take that block with you if you need it. And we're going to slowly start to transition back into triangle pose. So if you need the block, bring the block under the hand. If that's still too much, just bring your back of your palm to the inside, or maybe you set a chair up for yourself. So finding your variation of your triangle pose and slowly start to deepen into it. Be careful of the neck. So if gazing up toward that top hand is a challenge on your neck, just gently gaze down toward the ground. Breathe deeply. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly just sweep that arm down. Turn your left foot in and come right back into that standing straddle split. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold in. Slowly bring yourself back halfway. Start to heel toe your feet in towards you. So you're going to come into the center of your mat into a standing forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips. Draw your angel wings on your back, your shoulder blades, and as you root down, inhale to rise up. Okay, so we're going to do a standing pigeon on the wall. So you'll find some wall space here. And we're going to come and we're going to press right across the hips and the sacral bone that's right in between the two hip bones here. So you'll come into the wall and then you're going to walk out just a little bit away from the wall. And then you're going to slide down the wall to your capacity, like you're sitting in a chair. Then you can bring that block right between your thighs here. And then from there, just let your hands rest onto your thighs. Draw your head back and hold and breathe. When you feel like you maybe want a little more intensity, working on strengthening, because this is wonderful also to help you be able to strengthen the hips and thighs. Bring your head back and let's breathe deeply. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhalation, slowly just push down and slide yourself up off the wall. Remove your block, and then we're going to come into our mat. You may want a blanket to sit on here. So especially if you come to seated and you find that you tend to dump back and flatten this curve and you're having trouble lifting up out of your lower back and getting that arch in your lower back, then sit up on a blanket, maybe even a bolster here. So from here, you're going to slowly stretch your legs forward. Keep your left leg extended. Draw your right leg in. Now use the shin to pull in and feel like you're lifting up and out of your lower back instead of collapsing into the back body. Inhale, stretch your left arm up so you feel the length from hip to armpit. As you exhale, hook around the top of the shin. This will help you stabilize. On your next inhale, stretch your right arm up, and as you exhale, bring the hand behind you. Inhale, root down, lift up. Exhale, slowly move into that spinal twist. So your sits bones that you're sitting on should not be moving while you're twisting. So you want to feel the grounding energy through your pelvis as you lift, and just allow the torso to gently spiral all the way up, and then gently, slowly, if you can keep the neck, you can either keep the chin in line with the breastbone, or you can gently turn the neck to gaze over that right shoulder. Inhale deeply. Exhale, see if you can make some more space as you turn a little bit more. Inhale to stabilize and lengthen. Exhale, see if you can twist just a little bit more. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. To come out of the twist, use your inhale to come back to center. And you can actually do a little counter twist to the other side, just to unwind the other way. Inhale, come back to center. We'll do the other side. Stretch your right leg out. Bend your left knee in. Press down through that foot. Take a moment to root down and lift up out of the low back. Inhale, stretch your right arm up. Lengthen from hip to armpit. Exhale, hook it around the front of the shin. Inhale, stretch your left arm up. Exhale, open to the back. Anchor down. Inhale, lift out of the lower back. Now exhale, begin to slowly add that deep twist. Inhale, stabilize. Exhale, twist. Inhale, stabilize. Exhale, twist. Breathe deeply. Again, if you have strain in your neck or your shoulders, you can just bring the chin in line with your breastbone and hold here. On your next inhale, we're going to slowly come back through to center. You can add that little counter twist to the opposite side. Inhale, come back. Exhale, release. So we'll remove our blanket now. And we're going to do supported bridge on the block. So just like you pressed your sacrum and your hip bones into the wall, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to work on bringing the block underneath our hips. So you'll bend your knees, and then you're going to slowly start to bring yourself down. Walk your feet in so they're in line with your sits bones, and you can press through the four cornerstones of your feet. So you can start on the low setting, lift your pelvis, and release the block. So the bottom edge of the block should be just above your tailbone, so you're not digging into it. And the other edge of the block is right across the top of the sacrum and the hip bones. You can allow your palms to come and rest down, and just hold here and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, pull through the back of your head, anchor through your feet, lift your seat and slowly release the block and slowly lower back down. Just take a moment to draw your knees in, give yourself a gentle hug, maybe a gentle rock side to side here. Then we're going to gently roll over to one side, push ourselves up, and we're going to come into seated. Again, I invite you to sit up on a blanket, a bolster, or a block if you're having trouble getting this natural lumbar curve in your back. This is where you may need a strap also. So you'll hook your strap right at the bottom edge of the arch, just above the heel of the foot. So the balance point in your foot. You're going to inhale, lift your spine. As you exhale, slowly use your hip hinge. So we're being conscious on this particular forward fold is not to waist bend and dump the ribs toward the hips, but keep that space here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. When you find your capacity of where you feel enough stretch, then you're just going to hold and breathe. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. And the more you start to feel like you can go deeper into the pose, always lead from the root. So in other words, as you start to go deeper, feel the connection from the belly to the thighs. And then feel the connection, if you can go deeper, with the rib cage. And then keep extending until eventually you can start to go deeper into the stretch and release the head toward the shins. So that is the variation I'm teaching, just to give you a little bit more length and strength and allow you to feel that space through your body. Okay, so now we'll use the bolster and the wall. So we'll bring the bolster about a little ways from the wall, not all the way up to the wall. And then we're going to sit on the edge of the bolster and then slowly come down and swing your legs up the wall. You may have to adjust, maybe press and bring the bolster more under your hips. And then extend through the legs, open up your arms, close your eyes, and just take a moment to allow your body to take in all of that wonderful expression of your postures that you use today to help nurture and bring a sense of more strength and flexibility through the hips, thighs, and lower back. So I encourage you to stay here as long as you need to. The longer you stay, the more relaxed you will become. When you're ready to come out, you'll just gently bend your knees, roll yourself off to one side, come back into a nice, comfortable seated posture. Take a moment to just close your eyes. Feel the effects of your practice today. And know that each time you come to your mat, You're always on a new journey of self-exploration, being able to find all of the subtleties and refinements in your practice by deepening your awareness. Take a deep breath, sweep your arms up, join your palms together, bring that prayer right into your heart center. May this practice nourish you and bring you a sense of more freedom and flexibility. From my heart to yours, namaste.